like the traveling life is not necessarily the best life one can live.
My landscape.
I'm back in London and I'm very happy to be back actually. I'm just gonna step in here, editing me, that I really recognize now more than ever how much of a privilege traveling is and how fortunate I am to have the passport I have, especially when I went back to Thailand, because I was born in Thailand and I'm half Thai, and I moved to Australia when I was 6 with my dad. So going back there kind of made me think more about like the life I could have had if I had stayed and how different it could have been, and yeah, like the opportunities that I have now, and the privilege that I have now in comparison, and also just seeing how locals live compared to tourists. Like it made me feel like quite uneasy at the time, and it took me a while to kind of like let it go, and that is the reality of the situation. I'm not sure what the solution is, to be honest, but it does make me think a bit more about like how mindful I should be when I'm traveling, and yeah, so it's been a good journey to like think about that as well, but I won't go into it so much in this video, and I'll talk more about my thoughts about traveling compared to like living somewhere, and specifically comparing for myself. Like I was living in London and I was living a normal life, I had a job, and comparing that experience to then the traveler experience for myself. So just want to add that in, so it doesn't sound like that I'm not recognizing how lucky and privileged I am in many respects. So yeah. Basically, you know, I'm kind of discovering as I travel on this several months in one chunk kind of time in my life of travel, the way I like to travel and seeing touristy places, but also maybe doing something a bit more meaningful, but still acknowledging you have a certain amount of time and there are things you want to see, you know, like the traveling in a selfish way, a more selfish way or self-interested way than giving back. And yeah, I feel like it's not like I'm on an endless holiday. Traveling for months is actually hard work, and I think people will see, you know, the highlight reels and the videos and amazing places, and they'll hear your stories, but it's not that interesting to talk about. Like I just spent hours researching and watching so many YouTube videos to then discover like, oh, more places I don't want to go to because it's like super touristy, or yeah, mostly because it's very touristy and expensive, and it's not like actually it was built for tourism rather than having any cultural or like social significance to a place, or that it's been taken over by a certain like foreign expats. And then also thinking about your finances and being like, what am I going to do to make money after this? Like, what happens next? And that's still in the back of your mind, whilst you're also trying to keep costs low, because it is expensive to travel. Like when like you're booking like buses to go from place to place, like this is not really something you would be spending money on all the time. And if you book activities and guides, or you go to a national park and you need to pay the fee, an entry fee, whereas, you know, when you're living somewhere, it's not a national park, not all national parks have fees, and if you have just like a regular park near you, just go to the park, you know, that's something very different experience. But everything adds up, and you know, you take cash out of the ATM and you pay a fee, you pay with your credit card, you pay a fee. So there's definitely like the financial stress side of traveling without income. It's like, and it exists, and the alternative you could be a digital nomad, but then you're working and you exchange that financial stress for you have less freedom. Because I did that and I didn't really like it actually. I wanted to not just wait for the weekend to do things and then be really tired, and I couldn't do things in the evening because I was working from 6 a.m. till 4 p.m. and that just, it wasn't a worthwhile exchange for me. So I prefer what I'm doing now. But I'm just trying to say that actually it's not easy and it's not for everyone. I also left my home in London when I quit my job. I don't have a visa, so I'm not a UK resident anymore, but I haven't lived in Australia for over 5 years. So what I have in my backpack is literally all that I have. So I'm being super minimalist, being mostly in summer destinations, but now I'm here in Europe in the cold, so I've had to kind of make amends, and I will need some layers for some hiking that I'm going to be doing higher up. It's going to be colder, so they will be useful, but not all things. It's only really for hiking rather than for style. And so yeah, my liquids will have to be minimal. I can't like buy in bulk because of the 100 mils, and yeah, there's a lot to navigate when you're traveling. And also that is so tiring. Like, I thought I would have loads of time to do my YouTube, and I have been consistent, but I don't actually feel like I've been putting out content that actually really resonated with me. I was putting content out because I have lots of things I've captured, but in terms of what I really like is like more stuff like this, you know, like sharing my life's experience and what I'm thinking at any point in time and how it's going and the questions I'm asking myself that may be relatable to other people. And yeah, so it is definitely self-discovery and learning more things about myself, the way I want to travel, the way I want to exist, and what I guess my next plans are, and that it's okay to have downtime and you don't really need to explain yourself to anybody, and also that it's okay to actually kind of be exhausted from traveling and miss like your old life and your rituals and routine. The travel life is not the ultimate life. It's not for everyone, and I'm kind of realizing now that actually my ideal would actually to be somewhere and have a base to live, you know, make money, make friends. The friends part is like the most important part, and like have some routine and you know, be able to eat like the vegetarian food that I really like, and yeah, build connections with the same kind of people. Yeah, just building connections that are a bit deeper, and then travel maybe like 3 months of a year, 3 to 6 months, and that's going to be a part of my year every year and still a priority, but just not kind of endless, and be able to have some time to save up for it and be excited about it and do the research. But at the same time, I don't think I want to go back to full-time work hours. I just don't think that was a good lifestyle for me personally. I didn't find it like a worthwhile exchange, and now I'm going to try something new and just keep being curious and not stress myself too much about needing to know exactly what I need to do now for the rest of my life now that I'm starting a new career, but actually just think of it as a stepping stone, that this is something I'm interested in, I'm going to try it, be curious about it, experiment, and if it's not exactly what I want to do, it will probably be useful, I mean, in life. In a way, I still think that about accounting, like even though it wasn't my passion, it did teach me skills that I have a good relationship with money. I've been always quite good at budgeting, and money just doesn't get away from me. Like even before I moved to London and I made a much better salary here. And I made like good salary even in Australia. But it was like from zero, so I had to, you know, save up before I could go traveling. It wasn't like as soon as I got a job I was able to then like travel and go abroad. I had to build up that that pool, my savings pool. And yeah, so now I definitely think there's been a lot of benefits. Like, one, I'm way less stressed now than I was before. So even I'm saying it's not easy to travel, I'm just saying that certain paths are just, no paths are stress-free, and you just choose which hard or which stress that is the path of least stress, but also gives you fulfillment and happiness and growth. And I do think that I needed this break from working as an accountant and experience a different kind of life. And I used to get mouth ulcers every single month, and they were really bad in my last month of work. Like, I had 2 huge ones and it was so painful, and now I don't get them. I had got a tiny one when I was in Chiang Mai, kind of stressing about my money and future situation, but then I realized, I noticed it, and I was like, oh wait, no, I don't want to replace one stress with another stress. And I just basically told myself that it's not worth my peace. And now I kind of catch myself when I start to think about it and not let myself downward spiral. And then I healed pretty quickly, and I haven't got one since, which has been actually pretty amazing. And now I also realize that I have options. Like, I don't have to be an accountant. I really don't want to be one. And so it's not like that's the only option for me, even though it is where my skills lie. It's also amazing to realize that that I don't really have that many skills that can translate into other jobs that are more transferable. But anyways, this is now me just rambling. But so this is where I'm at now. I have some ideas. I'm still going to be traveling for another at least 4 months. So I've done 4 months. I've got another probably 4 months to go. And then I've got some plans of ideas of where I want to base myself next. And so some travel plans will be based on that, and it's not really about traveling, but actually being somewhere and seeing how I like it. And then I need to go back to Australia to apply for a visa from there, unfortunately, which is the most painful part of being Australian, of being an Australian citizen, that I have to go home to apply, and it's so expensive because it's so far from everywhere. Like, it's the worst place to live if you want to travel, in my humble opinion. But yeah, this is where I'm at, but I'm still feeling very positive and good about things. And yeah, I'm trying to reflect a bit more about what I really like and what I'm curious about and what I want to try, and also not take life so seriously. And I think that really helps, just being curious, not so serious, trying to live more for the present moment, have some ideas for the near future, but not necessarily really plan everything out, because what I've learned is that everything is changing as things go. I had an idea of where I was going to be traveling to, and then I completely changed it once I knew I was coming back here and I could fly. I had more options to fly to different places, and completely changed. So whenever I almost feel like I shouldn't really tell people what my plans are next, because I don't know if in a few months' time they'll be completely different. So I prefer now just to talk about what I've been doing and how I've been feeling, and how it was for me, my experience, and what I'm doing right now. Talk about my anxieties and about the future, and some rough plans, but not really act like they're set in stone, because what I've come to realize is that they just absolutely aren't, and I like the freedom of being flexible right now. It's a really, really unique time in my life where I have so much flexibility, and I'm grateful for it, and I'm trying to make the most of it, and I'm feeling pretty good about how things are going. And it's a very interesting ride.